Welcome to the deep dive. You've sent in some really thought-provoking stuff about the implicit association test, the IAT.
Yeah, it comes up a lot.
So we're diving straight in today. Really want to figure out what it is, what the key takeaways are.
Sounds good.
Our mission, basically, is to give you a clear picture, tackle the main questions, without getting totally bogged down. The source is focused just on the IAT itself. So let's get started.
Okay, so maybe think of your brain like a super fast filing cabinet.
Yeah.
It's constantly making links, connections between things,
Right.
often totally automatically without you consciously deciding to. The IAT is designed to sort of peek into those automatic connections.
These implicit associations, you mean? Yeah.
Exactly, the ones we hold that might not even line up with what we say we believe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how does that peak actually work? What's involved in taking the test?
It's basically a computer task, a sorting game almost.
Okay.
You have to quickly categorize words or maybe images that flash up, and the test measures your reaction time, how fast you pair certain concepts together.
Speed is the key then.
Yeah. For instance, if you're quicker pairing, say, flowers with pleasant words than you are pairing insects with pleasant words.
Yeah.
Well, that speed difference suggests a stronger implicit link between flowers and pleasantness for you.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. So what sorts of underlying patterns can this kind of test reveal?
Well, the IAT's been used to look at implicit associations for all kinds of social categories.
Like what?
Things like race, gender, age,
Mm-hmm.
even stuff like sexual orientation or weight. The idea is that these tiny time differences might point to biases or associations we aren't even aware of.
Okay, but with any psychological tool, you have to ask, right, how consistent is it? How reliable?
Absolutely. And how valid does it measure what it claims to measure?
Yeah.
And that's definitely where a lot of the discussion and debate happens in the field.
So it's not settled science.
Well, some research suggests it can capture these associations pretty reliably at that moment.
Yeah.
But other studies raise questions about how stable those scores are if you take the test again later.
Ah, so it's maybe more of a snapshot, not like a fixed personality trait.
Precisely. Which leads right into the next big issue. Interpreting the scores. What does a score really mean?
Right. What's the criticism there?
A major point is that the test might just be picking up on associations that are, widespread in the culture, things you see in media, stuff you hear.
So less about your personal endorsement of a stereotype and more about just knowing it exists.
Exactly. It can reflect cultural knowledge rather than personal belief.
Mm-hmm.
That's a key debate.
Okay, that makes sense. How does this differ then from just, asking someone their opinion directly, like in a survey?
Well, that's the fundamental difference. Self-reports, surveys, they rely on your conscious awareness, what you think you believe and what you're willing to say.
Okay.
The IAT aims to get around that conscious filter, to tap into those more automatic, maybe less controlled associations.
Right, those hidden connections. But here's the big question, isn't it? Do these IAT scores actually predict how someone will behave in the real world? Like, does a score showing bias mean someone will discriminate?
That is a really complex and heavily researched question, and honestly, the jury's still out to some extent.
It's not a simple yes or no.
Definitely not. Some studies find links between IAT scores and certain behaviors in specific contexts, but it's far from a perfect predictor. Behavior is complicated. Lots of things influence what we actually do.
Still, it feels like the IAT, whatever its limitations, has really pushed conversations about bias forward.
Oh, absolutely. It's provided a concrete tool, a starting point, to discuss these subtle, often unconscious influences. It's made concepts like implicit bias much more mainstream.
So, thinking about the ethics, given the debates about interpretation and prediction, should we be using it for things like, say, hiring decisions or in schools?
That's a major ethical concern. Using it in high-stakes situations is really controversial precisely because of those questions about what it measures and whether it predicts specific actions reliably. Most researchers urge extreme caution there.
So, if someone takes it, maybe online, and gets a result they didn't expect, what should they do with that? What's the constructive takeaway?
I think the most valuable aspect is often just the awareness it can spark. Recognizing, I might have this automatic association I wasn't aware of.
Just knowing is the first step.
Kind of. It can prompt reflection, maybe motivate someone to be more mindful in their interactions or to actively seek out experiences that challenge those automatic associations. It's about conscious effort to counteract potential unconscious influences.
And just quickly, are there other ways researchers study this stuff besides the IAT?
Oh, yes. There are other methods, different types of implicit measures used in psychology, each with its own approach and, pros and cons. The IAT is just the most well-known one.
Okay, let's try to wrap this up then. Key points. The IAT aims to measure unconscious association, so it's automatic links.
Right, using reaction times.
It can reveal potential biases across different social categories. But, and this is a big but, its reliability over time, its exact meaning, and especially its power to predict real-world behavior are all still debated.
Very much so. And it definitely taps into something different than conscious, self-reported beliefs.
And there are ethical questions about using it in important real-world decisions.
Absolutely. Critical to keep those in mind. It highlights just how complex our attitudes and minds really are.
So here's something for you to chew on. Thinking about the possibility of unconscious associations, whether measured by the IAT or just acknowledged as a concept, how might that awareness change how you see societal issues or even just your day-to-day interactions? Something to consider. Thanks for exploring this with us.